I want you to take a moment, close your eyes if you'd like, or just visualize the person you think is a great leader. Could it be Winston Churchill, Richard Branson, Oprah Winfrey, President Obama, maybe your fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Jones, or a neighbor? And just think about what traits they possess that when you hear leader, you think, oh yes, they're a leader. Maybe they have integrity, a good communicator, they're honest, they try and build you up. Now take a moment and think about that person, and when you think of them in a leadership position, you think, oh my God, how did they ever make it? How did he get promoted to that job? And think about some of the traits that they have. It's my way or the highway. I said so. Why did you do it like that? I'm Kevin Davenport. I'm an airline pilot by trade. I have over 17,000 flight hours. I've been flying since 1992. I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I currently fly an Airbus A320. I'm a captain. And as a young boy, I'll back the story up. When I graduated high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I had an idea I wanted to be a pilot, so I enlisted in the Marine Corps. And I was in field artillery, and yes, for the record, I still have my hearing. But as a young boy, I started reading biographies and autobiographies. I often thought, well, how do these people get a book written about them? What makes them different than anybody else? Books such as George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King. And as I started to read, and as I got older, and I started to notice traits that these people have. And so I recently wrote a book called Navigate Your Success. Navigate are some of the traits that I came up with that I think all great leaders have. So N is your network. How many of you have ever heard network is your net worth? Attitude, vision, integrity, goal setting, appreciation, trust, and education. And so as I put this book together, I wish I could talk about actually all of these traits, but I only have time for 3. So I'm going to start with network. And how many of you are big networkers? Let me see a hand. Great. So I will share a story with you. About 4 years ago, I was at a leadership conference in Milwaukee. I walked in, checked in, and lo and behold, Sean was facilitating the training. I said, hey, I'm Kevin, nice to meet you. And Sean, he says, I'm Sean, welcome, glad to have you. And so we start talking, getting to know each other, and I said, Sean, are you on LinkedIn? He says, well, yes, I am. And I said, would you mind if I connected with you? Had I not made that conversation, I would not be standing here today. So again, lesson learned, always be networking, or always be connecting. Sean and I kind of hit it off, and we've been talking, and he's kind of helped coach me on my journey. The next trait I'd like to talk about is vision. We've all heard that phrase, without what? People will perish. Vision. So 1992, I may have had about 10 hours. My instructor, Dave, we walked out to the flight line. Dave's now a captain at American Airlines. And I pre-flighted the airplane. We taxied out. We took off. And Dave says, okay, I want you to hold this heading and hold this altitude. Pretty basic stuff when you're first starting out. I did neither that day. And we land, and Dave says, what happened? You're a little bit better than that. Good pilots are always trying to strive to be perfect. And I said to him something that I still regret to this day. I said, but you said good. I didn't see myself as a good pilot at this point. So Dave took me aside and he says, Kevin, Here's the homework we're going to go over for tomorrow's lesson. I want you to read about it, and then I want you to armchair fly it. Armchair fly? Has he lost his mind? And then that was mentally, I said, Dave, what does that mean, armchair fly? And he says, go to your dorm room, sit in a chair, and mentally, from start to finish, fly our lesson for tomorrow. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've never heard of this. This is 1992, this is before visualization was really a thing. And so I did that, and the next day we went out. I was right on my altitude, right on my heading. And Dave says, what'd you do? And I said, well, Dave, I armchair flew like you told me. I still use that principle to this day every time I go in for my simulator check every year. And if you think that, if I'm the only one, the military demonstration teams, the Blue Angels, the Thunderbirds, the Canadian Snowbirds, they all fly their air show before they even get to the airplane. So visualization is a powerful tool. It's what you want. And my last one is appreciation. And now you didn't think I was going to assign any homework. You thought you were coming to a conference. So here's your homework for the day. I want you to appreciate 3 people. It could be for anything. Hey, thank you for pouring that cup of coffee at Starbucks. I'm sure it's not easy to get up at 5:30. Thank you. Thank you for the great service. I had a great time at this restaurant. I appreciate it. And you'll see people start to light up, and as you give out, the appreciation is going to come back. And you'll see the smile because people don't feel like they're appreciated. And I encourage you to appreciate. It's really made a difference in my life. Because for a long time I was not very appreciative. I was always they got more than me. They got the job first. But then I started to take on appreciation. And now you might ask yourself, well, why am I up here? Why do I do this? Well, as I said, I'm a veteran, and I started helping veterans find their way after they get discharged. And there's a study with the VA that 22 veterans lose their life a day due to suicide. To me, that's 22 too many. A lot of these young men and women come back and they lose their purpose. So I try and help them gain their purpose. And I found I had so much fun doing it, I started taking my services to businesses and clients. Because from a business standpoint, I kind of bring the airline perspective, the pilot in command, the captain, and I'm an outsider looking in. So I have a different perspective than maybe some of these business owners. So again, appreciate 3 people, keep networking, and keep visualizing. It's imperative. You just got to keep the visualization going. You can find me on social media or find me at www.kevinjdavenport.com. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for sitting here and listening. And I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to be with us. Thank you.